Hello. I like to discuss the difference between a bird of prey and prey. Birds that are prey, like pigeons and doves. Um, Birds of prey, the difference is in how they fly. A bird of prey will, uh, like float, soar in the sky, and they do it from a very high point. So they catch the updraft, they catch the winds, and they know how to maneuver to stay floating. And they really don't flap their wings very much. Uh, and for like a falcon, when they dive onto a pigeon to kill it, they just close their wings and let themselves drop at a high speed, and shocking the pigeon when they find out they've been targeted. And so even with the descent, there's not much energy expelled because it's just gravity taking the bird down. And but the pigeon, on the other hand of the scene, uh, flaps his wings all the time. He never stops, doesn't soar, uh, doesn't go very high, stays relatively, compared to the bird of prey, he doesn't go very high in the sky. And so, and the difference between the two flying styles is that falcons and eagles and hawks live a very long time. Some bald eagles, I believe they can live up to 50 years. And a pigeon uh, ain't gonna do that. And it's the flying style, because the falcons and the eagles don't expel much energy. They don't over overtax their heart. They don't overdo it. They conserve energy. Whereas the pigeon is constantly moving because he knows he's food, and he knows at any moment it could be his number. And it's like the zebra on the plains of the savannah, and all the wildebeest. They never stop moving. They move constantly, and they have to because they're being hunted, and they know it. So the birds are no different. The pigeons know they're being hunted, and they adjust accordingly. But it affects their time on this earth. It's like a frog that lives a few years, and a turtle that lives 100 years or more. And the turtle basically doesn't move, and the frog is all over the place, and the frog will die very quickly. And that's why the frog, when they lay their tadpoles or whatever you want to call it, uh, they lay many, many tadpoles because they're they know they're not going to be around, and they want to preserve the species. And the pigeons lay a lot of eggs, and the hawk and the eagle lays one or two. And that's the difference. And the thing is, I'm an eagle. I'm a hawk. I conserve my energy. I don't flap my wings very much. I never run. I never walk very far. Uh, I'm more like a turtle than even a hawk. I just sit around and think and eat. But a lot of you people that are watching this, you're more like pigeons. You're constantly on the move, uh, never resting. Afraid if you rest, you'll lose your job. Afraid if you rest, your wife and your kids will hate you. And you'll know you won't make enough money. All these fears of not wanting to rest, and sitting in traffic drives you crazy because you're not moving, and it's taking time to get to where you want to go, and you really get taxed emotionally, and your heart gets taxed. Many people have had heart attacks sitting in traffic because they can't handle they don't have the patience, and they'll get where they're going eventually, but they want to get there way before. And it really has a tax on the body. So, I'm not telling you to be an eagle because I don't think you can be, because just like a pigeon can't be an eagle and an eagle can't be a pigeon, you can't be an eagle if you're a pigeon. Um, and I can't be a pigeon no matter what I do. And, you know, and what do they call pigeons? Flying rats, which is what you are. You're a flying rat. There's 8 billion rats on this planet and like a handful of eagles, you know. So, it's just, I didn't create this situation. I didn't create this atmosphere or this environment. Uh, the higher power did. And he created me the way he did, and he created you the way he did. And I'm not saying you're bad. I'm not saying what you represent is bad. The pigeon is necessary um, just as much as the eagle or the hawk or the falcon. Um, they just serve a different role, play a different game. It's all the same game, but they play it differently. You know, it's like a billionaire will come to your office and look at your office in a very different way than the mailroom guy looks at the office. You know, it's just two different worlds, and the billionaire will never be a mailroom guy if he ever was, and the mailroom guy most likely will never be a billionaire. And it's just two different dichotomies. And like I said, it's not good or bad. It's not a matter of bad or evil. It's necessary. You need billionaires, and you need mailroom guys too. So it's just we have to work together. You know, and this is what keeps the planet going and keeps our society going. You know, and it's hard because we look to the billionaire and we want to be a billionaire. Some of us, I don't, but some of us do, and dream of being a billionaire. I mean, not too many billionaires dream of being a mailroom guy. It just doesn't go that way. You know, and a lot of pigeons probably wish they were a hawk or a falcon, and I don't think many hawks or falcons wish they were pigeons. You know, so you can see the metaphor. In the world is a paradox, and that's the way it works. And it's just don't hate what you are. If you're a pigeon, don't hate it. Make the best of it. You know, I'm an eagle. Being an eagle, I fly alone. I live alone. I do most of everything I do. I do alone. I don't have a partner. And if I were to have a partner, I would be like an eagle, where I probably mate for life, kind of thing. I'm not looking to be to screw every eagle on the planet. Like the pigeons are. You know, and it's just very very difficult. Uh, but it's not because I'm made that way. This is how I was made. So being alone doesn't bother me. It doesn't hurt me. I don't feel less than, and I don't feel greater than either, though. Uh, it's just I am what I am, and you are what you are, and that's what you'll always be. You'll always be who you are. So why hate that? Why want to change that? Why not be happy with who you are? You know, be an eagle, be a pigeon, be you, and that's all you got to do. Just be you.